Hello and welcome everyone to Learn to Trade. My name is Kevin Tate. Glad to be here with you all today. Thank you for joining me. The name of this broadcast is IDC Pro Liquid Level and Agitation Timer Board. This video is provided through Marmon Link Food Service Technologies. I hope you will enjoy the video.
Hello, my name is Bert with Marmon Link, part of Marmon Food Service Technologies. In this IDC Pro training module, I'm going to talk about the circuit board that controls both the liquid level in the carbonator and also the agitation timing of the agitation motor. This first slide, I'm going to talk more about this, specifically about the board. This single control board controls the function of both the agitator motor and its cycling times and the function of the unit's internal carbonator. The control board also supplies voltage to the power supply circuit boards and the gearbox heater cable. We'll talk later in another video about the power supply boards and the gearbox heater cable. The on and off blue potentiometers you see on the circuit board to the left are used to adjust the on time of agitation and the off time between those agitation cycles during non-use periods. By utilizing a multimeter, a technician can verify electrical board output voltages to suspect components, eliminating some guesswork in troubleshooting of most of the unit's electrical components. The board has an LED indicator that indicates both error codes and also the carbonator status. The most common error code on an IDC Pro is a solid LED indicator, which indicates that the carbonator pump motor has exceeded a limit for runtime. An error code condition requires a soft shutdown of the touchscreen, and then the unit needs to be powered back up to reset that error code. Let's go around the board and talk about some of the components on here. First of all, we'll talk about the incoming line voltage to the electrical board itself. These two spade terminals here, that's the main power coming in from the wall outlet through the power cord, the harnessing of the unit, and of course up to the board. So you're going to have your hot and your neutral. And then also that power cord is going to have a ground wire, a green ground wire that is from the outlet that references earth ground. And that goes to this terminal on the board here. The next one, the power output to those power supply boards. Now that's these two terminals here, and that supplies those power supply boards, which in turn supply a lower reduced voltage to the solenoids and some other components in the unit. And we'll talk about that in another video. Power output to the agitator motor heater gearbox. The gear motor has a heater cord wrapped around it that is on all the time, and there's a reason for that, and we'll talk about that in another video. Now, going around the board here, you see that these two spade terminals and this one, those are the output powers to the carbonator pump motor. And it's hot and a neutral, and also the ground. Now, the reason that there's a ground here is that the motor on that pump deck is located underneath the unit, typically on a shelf, and there's no reference to earth ground on that pump deck. So we need to supply that reference to earth ground via the wiring coming from the board here. Of course, we got our earth ground coming into the board here, and it goes back out to that pump motor because the pump motor deck is not physically attached to the metal framework of the unit. Then there's also the power outputs to the agitator motor. And here also, the agitator motor is mounted to the bottom side of the ice hopper, and that ice hopper is plastic. So here again, there's no reference to the metal frame of the unit and earth ground. So we need to supply an earth ground reference along with the hot and the neutral to that agitator motor. On the left side of the board, you'll see the two blue potentiometers. The top one is for the on time. That's how long the motor comes on and runs when it's set for a particular time. Then there's the off time, and that's how much it waits in between before it re-agitates the ice again. And those are adjustable, and we'll talk about that in the next couple of slides. Then there's also the high and the low carbonator probes for the carbonator tank. And that harnessing for those two probes is plugged into the board at this location right here. And then we've got the interlock switch or the reed switch that tells whether the front door of the display is open or the lid on the hopper is off. And of course, if that switch isn't satisfied, be it the door open or the lid on the ice bin off, the board sees that and it will not allow the agitator motor to power up and run. So we'll go to the next slide. And here we're going to talk about that error codes and the status codes that are on the board. You'll see the first one here, status 0. That has a flash rate of 3 seconds. So every 3 seconds there's a flash. And that means that both probes, the high and the low in the carbonator, are wet. And that's because the water level in the carbonator tank is all the way to the top and the pump has shut off and it's in a standby mode. Status number 1, it still has a flash rate of a half a second now at this point. And what that is that the pump is off and the high probe reads dry and the low probe reads wet. And that makes sense because as carbonated water is drawn off of the carbonator tank, the water level drops down and the high probe becomes uncovered first, but the low probe is still wet. So the pump is still not turned on yet. It's waiting. Then there's status 2, and that's again a flash rate of a half a second. And that's both the high and the low probe have read dry, meaning that the water level has dropped down low enough so that both probes are exposed to the CO2 gas in there, and that's where the pump is turned on. And that, again, no service required. Status number 3, a flash rate again of a half a second, and that's when the high probe does not detect liquid and the low probe does detect liquid, which means as the water level is rising in the carbonator tank as the pump is pumping water in there to carbonate it. So the low probe is covered. The board can see that. The high probe hasn't gotten covered yet. So it's still the pump on mode. And again, no service required. Moving on to status number 4. The flash rate of 1 second can be seen. And what that means is that the high probe reads wet where the low probe underneath it is reading dry. Now that doesn't make sense in a tank filled with water. So the board doesn't like that and it's going to go into an error mode and give a flash rate of 1 second. And there's a number of reasons for that. Status number 5, on continuously but flickering. So that LED light, it isn't flashing, it's staying on continuously, but it's flickering, fluttering really fast every 3 seconds. And what that means is that the board is getting a poor signal from the carbonator tank probes. Now that could be a number of things there. That could be a loose connection and a couple other things, but the board is still being able to function. It's still trying to work and still carbonate the water. And then the last one here, status number 6, that LED light is on continuously. And that means that the pump has run continuously for 5 minutes without satisfying the probes and filling up the carbonator tank. That typically is the water's got shut off or low water pressure, bad Procon pump, or the electric motor itself is bad. So those are the different statuses in here, status number 6, that LED light is on continuously. And that means that the pump has run continuously for 5 minutes without satisfying the probes and filling up the carbonator tank. That typically is the water's got shut off or low water pressure, bad Procon pump, or the electric motor itself is bad. So those are the different statuses and codes on the control board LED. Moving on to the next slide. In this slide here, we're going to talk about that agitation timer. Now, those two blue potentiometers that are on the board, the top one being the on time. And you can see here, that potentiometer has a scale of half a second all the way over to 5 seconds for on time. From the factory, we set it at 4 seconds on and 1 hour off. As you can see here, the arrow's pointing to the 4 seconds and also pointing to the 1 hour. Now that's for cubed ice. That's what we assume that the unit is going to get put into it. But there are a number of situations where soft ice or chewable ice is preferred and an ice maker appropriately installed on the IDC Pro to make that kind of ice. In that case there at install, these potentiometers need to be reset. For soft ice, you want to set it to 5 seconds on and every 3 hours cycling. So that would be taking the potentiometer here for the on time and turning it fully all the way counterclockwise until it bottoms and gets to the half a second reading, and then take the off time agitation, rotate it clockwise all the way to the 3 hour point. And the reason for doing that is soft ice or chewable ice. If you agitate it too much, it tends to mush or break down and all of that, and then it's hard to dispense. So we want to minimize the agitation time for soft and chewable ice, and that then is the half a second every 3 hours. I thank you for watching this video.